Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Big Screen Show. My name is Victor,
I'm Alex.
I'm Wyatt.
and we're back bringing you guys another movie review. Although I should say a movie review because it's been quite some time since we brought you guys a movie review. And it's been quite some time since I've been on the channel. Vacation, school, lots of things getting in the way, but we're back. I'm here. Thank you guys. Shout out these guys right here for carrying the load of the channel, putting out Bad Batch content. If you haven't seen it, go definitely check that out. It is fire and it's doing really well. People are engaging, and we would like for you to keep engaging. So before we continue, make sure to click that like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and make sure to let us know about what we're talking about. Engage with us in the comment section. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. General thoughts on Monkey Man. I will start. I will say, of course, I saw the trailer. I didn't really like. It was just like, to me, it was like another movie. Like, okay, it looks cool. I'll get there when I get there, because the trailer came out a fair amount of time earlier. It wasn't like so close to the release date, and so I just kind of put it in the back of my mind. But as usual, when it comes to movies like this, one-man army type flicks, the boy Alex has been on the grind with the updates, with the info, with the excitement, and he put me up to date about like a couple days, a week, maybe less, before release. And
Yeah, just
after
a couple of
learning,
days.
He did the same
yeah,
for me.
yeah. And after learning about some of the things that I was definitely not aware of, mainly due to Dev Patel, the director, and like all he had to go through and what it took for this movie to get here, how long he's been writing it, etc., etc., etc. I got more excited. So walking into the movie theater, definitely excited, definitely looking forward to it. Whereas if I didn't know that, I probably wasn't as excited, but still like looking forward to it, if that makes sense. Now that I have seen it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was great. I mean, it's not like the quintessential one-man army flick like John Wick is, but it was still very enjoyable. I thought, like Alex said off camera, the fighting scenes were really, really great. The plot is what I personally am just like, it wasn't bad. I just think it could have been better, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not complaining, and I take what was given and I accept it. I just, going into it, thought it would be more. That's all I'm saying on that. We'll get into it more in the spoiler section. And then lastly, I will say there is a portion in the movie where I felt like pace-wise it slowed down a little too much for my personal liking. So all that being said, I rate this movie a 7 out of 10. Still really enjoyable, still really solid. Would definitely watch it again. Planning on watching it again, as a matter of fact. But what about you guys? Alex, what did you think?
Okay, well, as you guys have both explained, I was literally the most excited out of all of us to go see this movie because, like, you know me, I love good action films, especially when it comes like good great choreography, martial arts, things like that, and then after hearing the whole behind the scenes story about this movie being made, how it got made, and what Dev Patel went through as actor, writer, producer, director, everything, and honestly the movie was actually surprising to me of actually how again it took me, I saw the movie twice to really try to get a much better use of it. But honestly, looking at it now, the movie was great. Honestly, great passion both behind, on and off the camera with Dev Patel's directing, great use of acting, which is actually really subdued and just kind of gives John Wick vibes, which people have probably made a lot of comparisons, like Indian John Wick, everything. But I think what kind of makes this movie so different is mostly because of how visceral and grounded and subdued it is compared to John Wick, which makes it feel all the more impactful. And I really love Dev Patel's major influence and showcase of Indian culture, and especially as when we get into spoiler territory about how this specific part of Indian culture that he uses as more this story basis, which actually makes the movie feel a lot more deeper than it is. Just feels very heightened and just shows how again the plot is for in some parts of it around the middle of the second act or so is a bit muddled, but I think it has more to do with production problems behind the scenes when Dev Patel was making this movie. But it still carries over pretty well of what its overall message is, as well as what he's trying to convey as it goes along. Because And again, phenomenal visceral action with pretty dynamic camera work that he's using, either done as like as part of like adapting to what he had at the moment of shooting or what he actually had planned to do. So all in all, pretty solid plot foundation, phenomenal action that basically gets down and dirty as the premises, and of course, great emphasis and insight into like the Indian culture and the whole population and messaging that it has. But all in all, I give the movie a solid 8 out of 10. And honestly, I would really go and see that movie like so many other times. Like so great.
All right, man.
Okay.
I have the same rating as Alex. I gave this movie an 8 out of 10. And I think this is like a benchmark for us, Victor, because I think this is like one of the only movies that I have rated above you.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can't name a lot of movies that I've rated above you. Me and Victor both rate all of our movies. But yeah, I think this is a milestone
All three of us
for
do.
that. Yeah. But 8 out of 10 for me. The fight scenes were amazing. I was locked in during these fight scenes, and they were realistic. They were a lot more realistic than I would say other mainstream like fighting movies like John Wick, or maybe like something like The Beekeeper, or something of that nature. But 8 out of 10. Fight scenes were amazing. I went in and knowing nothing. Like Alex updated me on this movie a couple days beforehand when we were recording the Bad Batch. Went in, saw it, enjoyed it, was locked in the whole time, and thought it was a great movie. Would give it a rewatch. 8 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely uncommon for us to be in this situation. All three of us, really. But let's get into why that is, right? Spoiler alert, everybody. If you haven't seen the movie already, go ahead and click off the video if you do not want it spoiled. We are about to get into spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen it, this is your spoiler warning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video, and let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. But with that being said, spoiler territory. I need to just ask this question. Whoever wants to answer can go, and I just want to hear y'all's thoughts on this.
Okay.
The movie's the plot foundation as it pertains to the mother and that whole bit, and just like this whole like revenge story in a way, is that enough for you?
I mean,
Is
yeah,
that doing it for you?
it actually does. I mean, it's not so. I mean, it's not as any crazier as like from the first John Wick movie where it all started off with like his
By a
dog
dog.
getting killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is, you already know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got a dog.
No, not that. I just meant, I've already told you, I think it's stupid. What were you gonna say, Wyatt?
Why? I mean, a lot of people hold on to traumatizing events and losses that happen as children. Like I've never lost a mom or a dad, but I can say that like friends or people that I've seen in life that have lost moms or dads, like that has kind of shaped their life down the road. Uh, if they, because their life would be a lot different if they did have that father figure and mother figure.
Sure.
And people hold on people hold on to regret. People want revenge. Even if it's like my dad died of cancer, like people want revenge at the world. Why my dad? People want revenge at God sometimes. Why you got to take my grandmother? Why you got to take my mom? So people do hold on to that. So that's like a story or something that everybody can relate to.
Okay.
Mm.
I mean,
Don't you agree, Alex?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because again, that also adds like more to the weight of like what Dev Patel's character, Kid, or like Bobby, as he calls himself in parts of the film, he has carried on to that for years. Like he's even scarred from that trauma too. Like his mom was literally set on fire, and he tried to help her and save her, but
Yeah,
all he did was get burned and scarred. And then when he has seen the face of someone who's behind it, and he has this mission, this one dedicated goal to see justice done. And also, again, the movie also builds on that, where it's not just about his mom. It's basically about the people that are just like him, who face the same type of situation as he did.
and to add on to that, during the movie, we see flashbacks at different time points of what went down. We did not know it was that horrific when he lost his mom.
That's
So you're to say somebody comes and kills your mom in your face like that, in that type of way, and you're not gonna go after that entity in the future? I know I would be the same way Monkey Man would be.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You touched on my next point, Alex, which is, well, to wrap up the mother side of things. I just I don't know. I don't know. Like, I get it, sure. And to be fair, I'll give this. It's actually more fair than the dog, because that's his mother. So you know what I mean? There's levels. So
Yeah,
the whole
right.
dog thing, I mean, if you don't know why, the whole dog thing for John Wick 1 has always just blown me. I'm like, really? It's just it's the dog. I get it. Your wife died. She left you the dog. Then they killed the dog. Now you want to kill 10,000 people. I get it. Again, emotional, cool, but it's just kind of a little absurd to me. And so I found this the same kind of way in the theater with Monkey Man. And sure, it's better because it's the mother. So there's levels. So I'll give it that. I just found it, I don't know. It just gave me, I guess I have a little bit of trauma from John Wick. So it gave me similar vibes. I was like, I don't know about this, but it's fine. You guys made good points, and sure, I also see them in that same way. Moving forward, I think what should have been more of a focus, and maybe the root of everything, potentially not leaning so hard into the whole mother situation, because I think that has actual more substance, at least for me personally, is the whole people in his class down here, gritty, grinding out, the other side of the plot that you were alluding to, Alex.
Yeah, but honestly, it actually does do that. It's basically imbibed through how he goes through the world, where it literally goes through with one of where he works at a place called King's, which is basically this whole luxury high end brothel place and everything, where literally the people that are basically used, abused, and everything these girls, these females. They're basically just used because literally the rich basically just order them on a menu they're it's dinner or something like that. Right. And then we also get everything on the service level, where we get Bobby just kind of riding along in the more downtrodden, poor areas of India, of where he's based in. And again, it's also showcased in the same situation where later on in the movie, where he's injured and gets and he gets recuperated by these villager people who face the same type of situation as his mom did and his old village and stuff like that. So he's basically just it's not using any words. It's basically more subtlety, where it's more action and what we're going off of, which actually is pretty good, because oftentimes, it's actually kind of refreshing, since some things with movies, the dialogue is heavy and just kind of throws things at you, but the movie actually leads you to see it by how the rich basically treat others, and then how people in or the poor or the downtrodden are kind of either just going along with it, or basically have to take it because that's what they're forced to do.
You're talking about something we talk about often. Show me, don't tell me.
Exactly.
Yeah, Alex talking that talk, and man, y'all really refreshing me about scenes in this movie. This movie was awesome. This movie was great.
Yeah, because again, I also want to segue into this where I wanted to get into this, because we know in the movie we talk about how Bobby whenever he's playing as a fighter in this wrestling ring, he's he's called Kong, the Monkey Man and things like that.
Which I wish there was more of, by the way. But continue.
Yeah, that would have been so much cooler. But I'm so glad that we got what we got. But yeah, it also shows how in childhood his mother told him about the story of the monkey god Hanuman,
Right.
And again, and really, the whole movie is basically the telling of Hanuman through Bobby's action and stuff like that. Because in
Yeah.
different parts of the movie, he is Hanuman experiencing this thing. Where again, it told us at the beginning of the story where Hanuman was like reaching for like the sun, thinking it was like a piece of fruit, but was then brought down and punished by the gods. Where literally, where Bobby goes to kill like Singh, the dude who killed his mother, but failed and was literally ended up getting shot and had to fight his way into like around the different areas until he had fell into like the water after getting shot. That was literally his story of like Hanuman falling from the sky, being punished by the gods. Because in that sense, the gods that killed Hanuman, because again, one of the villagers who was like the chief of the village or something like that, basically told him that Bobby should have been dead, but again, he recuperated, he recovered. Because in the stories, like Shiva, the god of destruction, and the other gods basically revived Hanuman and basically had built him up and made him stronger, and to then be used as like this warrior to help others essentially. Because as it shows, like he was covering, and then we got like really cool that really cool training sequence, which again showcases Indian culture by using this drumming instrument called a tambla. I believe it was Tumblr. I believe it was called.
Very
Again,
famous drummer, by the
Great
way.
scene.
That guy's won lots of Grammys. Continue.
Yeah, but I used to love the way that he was playing that instrument as like Bobby was training and trying to build himself up even stronger. That was like a very unorthodox, unique type of training montage that we have never seen, and I just think I appreciate that more. Where it's like I'm just vibing and going along with it. When I'm like, okay, yeah, like it's basically training montage as like where the drummer is basically like the coach and motivator, but using no words. It's just the music.
Right.
That's a vibe.
But like the prior point about was it the sun? What's his name again? Sun God? What was it called? The
monkey god Hanuman.
The monkey god. The monkey god. You're right. It was, and I felt like I kind of saw that coming, just not necessarily in the way that it actually happened. But when the movie starts, it's kind of alluding to it's going in that direction. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all got that vibe, but I got that vibe. I just kind of felt I felt like in the beginning of the movie, while she was telling the story about the monkey god, I felt like for some reason the movie was about to depict something like that, and it did. But anyways, you're right, and that's really, really cool actually, now that you mention it, because I guess I didn't actually put that together up until you just said it, even though I'm fully aware of it. But yes, the training montage was sick. Wyatt, any thoughts on any of that, really?
Man, I have a question for y'all. And it just popped up in my head while Alex was talking, and I was like, man, I have so many favorite scenes in this movie. What was your favorite scene in this movie? You got to pick out one of your favorite scenes. What is it? Mine personally is the bathroom fight scene when he has to fight him the first time.
The first time, yeah.
He has to fight him the first time in the bathroom. There's funny moments. There's hard moments. There's like violent, ferocious moments. There's like cringe moments. Like that scene was awesome, and that's my favorite scene.
I'm gonna have to say the exact same thing because facts. I fully thought that scene was dope. Not to mention, right before it, when he entered the club, they played a song I really, really enjoy. Which I thought was like super dope. Yeah. Wyatt knows the song as well. I don't know. Maybe some people out there do. Red Light by Swedish House Mafia. Fire, absolute. I love it. Let me just say this right now, just to have it somewhere on the channel. I love a good club scene. I'm always there for it. They always put the music on. I'm vibing. I'm that guy in the movie theater that does not consider it noise and is vibing with what's going on. I just want to make that clear. And this was
it was a total vibe moment. In the theater.
Yes, this was peak moment because usually they always pick us like in John Wick Chapter 4, that club scene song was fire. It was like this hard techno song, fire, but I don't know that song. And I usually don't know the song, or it's like a really cheesy classic song, which I'll still vibe, but like, whatever, like top 40 radio stuff. But in this situation, it was like, perfect song choice. Like,
Yeah,
yes. Like if I
literally
had to
perfect.
like if I had to put music on that scene, I would pick that song. Literally. So like fully love that moment. Anyway, so the fact that that moment was like right before this fight scene, and then this fight scene was like so chaotic too. Like, dude, like just the broke the whole fish tank, and then like the camera moved. Hold up, that camera move where the camera went with him through because he went to the other side of what was on the other side of that fish tank after it was broken. It was like a whole like, I don't know, dude. That was like some real nice camera work right there. But yes, I'm gonna have to agree because that fight scene, it was intense too. Put his face through the toilet, like yo,
Bruh,
like
so many
intense.
moments.
Like yeah,
So
just
many
yeah,
moments.
I agree. Just there's a lot of moments right there for sure. I agree. It was definitely very intense. It has to, yeah.
The
That's
guy
me
being in there
for
was
sure.
hilarious. The
Yeah,
guy
facts. It
that
added
accidentally got
comedic,
shot.
like yeah, and
Yeah,
that's how you add comedy properly. You know what I'm saying? You're not
yeah,
forcing it right there
exactly.
because it makes sense. The dude was using the bathroom when this started popping
Yeah,
off.
got caught
And,
up in this fight. Shit.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alex, what about you?
Yeah, yeah, you guys picked a really great scene to pick. Although for me, I think my actually favorite scene in the movie, favorite action sequence, was actually when Bobby was actually running from the cops after he had escaped from like the police vehicle, and he was running into this like downtrodden poor community type of brothel, and this dude is coming in with like an axe, saying, "Oh, really? You bring the cops to my doorstep?" And then he just starts swinging on him while Bobby is literally handcuffed, mind you, and he literally has to fight him. Literally handcuffed while these guys just madly swinging his axe. And again, the camera work is really great and dynamic. It's chaotic. It's moving along with every swing of the axe, going around almost a circle, overhead, bottom. So going around 360. Especially this one scene where literally the dude, like I guess like the manager of the brothel area, was literally swinging the axe right into the wall while Bobby was like getting dragged along trying to avoid it, while he's literally trying to take the guy out and choking him. That was a really chaotic and dynamic action sequence, and I really loved that.
Nice. Yeah, that was. I agree. I mean that scene was also very dope. But yeah,
No,
nice. That feels weird.
I love that scene, bro. That was such a surprise when the man pulled out the axe like that. And this is
No, right?
such
This is
surprise.
good.
He was trying to confront him like that too, man.
He
I would
came
say
out
my second
swinging.
favorite scene though was the musical scene, where he was having to train and they were playing the music and like the villagers watching him. I
Oh yeah,
really
I
love
mean,
Oh
love
yeah.
that scene too.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah. The what's it called? You love a good training montage. I mean, come on.
yeah, I love a good training module every single time. I mean, don't they? I mean, seriously, it just pumps you up, being like, okay, yeah, this Spider-Man don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, where's a punching
Right.
bag? Put one of these in my
Yeah.
garage.
He had
Yeah.
the rice bag going on. He had the rice bag going on, so it's a little different. But hey, it makes sense. It's part of the vibe of the movie. But I will ask, any final and last thoughts from any one of you?
I actually do have one thing. There's this thing that I want. There was other action sequence I want to talk about, but it's because. But the reason I didn't pick this one is because it's just very layered. Because again, in interviews, Dev Patel has said that this movie was basically inspired and and it's showing like homage to like other action movies, like John Wick, Bruce Lee, like Danny Boyle, Aronofsky action films, or like those Korean action film stuff. Like I know
Right.
what he's talking about, but like literally the whole sequences when he like after he's training, he's stronger, and he's getting back into that whole like brothel area. That whole sequences where he's going from like the kitchen all the way up to like the very top to like where the final boss is, like the man who's like controls everything. That's like he said that's literally inspiration from the Bruce Lee film, the Game of Death, where Bruce Lee's character literally goes up from like floor to floor, facing off each different enemy with their very own different style. Because
Yeah, I
again,
remember that.
it's very different levels. Because like he goes from like because Bobby literally goes from like the kitchen, the restaurant, the VIP suite, and then the king's penthouse area.
Man, you're right. He does take the elevator up. Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay,
again,
okay.
and plus also he also said it was like inspiration from like Iko Uwais the Raid films. The action, which is very brutal yet realistic, that goes for like this very distinct style that seems like something that you could like really learn with years of experience. That's like literally taken from like the Raid films, where it's like very brutal and raw, but it's based off like a really specific martial art called Salat, which Pencak Salat, which Iko Uwais from the Raid films is as a master in.
Man, facts,
Interesting.
facts.
But that scene is fire. I agree.
Yeah, again, because
Man,
again,
I didn't realize about the Bruce Lee similarity, man. That is crazy. There's a lot of hidden messages and there's a lot of subliminal messages in this movie about just like society and about martial arts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because again, because after a second viewing, you really appreciate that more. Because Dev Patel really put us all in this. It literally took him like 10 years plus another 2 to really get this project on the ground. And again, he literally did all this filming and doing everything with a broken hand, two broken toes on one foot, a damaged shoulder, and an eye infection from the monkey mask and stuff like that. That dude went really hard to get this movie off the ground, and his passion and like what he did really shows on and both behind the camera and on it. I mean, seriously.
This guy sounds like a junkyard dog.
Dude, he's a dog. Not to mention, by the way, the fractured hand where he had to get a metal like encasing, like screw, nail, something put in there happened on day 1 of starting filming action. So it's like he dealt with that the entire time, which is crazy. And the doctor literally told him you can't put that much pressure on it for like the next 3 months, and he continued filming and fighting.
He said, "Forget it."
Yeah, honestly, I don't even. Yeah, but even goes to show, like literally, he had like a lot of problems behind the scenes, where like oftentimes like he was making this film like during the pandemic and everything, like COVID and everything. So like he didn't have that much time for like extras, for like more supporting characters. He didn't be able to go to like do a lot of like like set locations or anything like that. And even his like equipment broke, and he literally had to film some stuff using mobile phones and GoPro cameras. And like
iPhone and GoPro.
yeah, but he didn't even have that much money. Where like whenever he was doing like stunts with like like breakaway tables, broken glass, and things like that, he literally had to put all that stuff back together with this crew and everything to like have to reuse it. Like he literally scrounging up this stuff. Like seriously, there's like there'd be like a whole documentary on like this whole filming of the movie, which I would watch and I would love it.
I mean, honestly, given everything, for what the circumstances were, it's a masterpiece in a way.
Yeah, I'm surprised it was as good as it was by what he went through. But just imagine, like post-COVID, if he was trying to make this movie now, it could go even harder. I swear.
Yeah, it would definitely be a lot better, which is saying a lot.
Yeah. What were you saying? About to say what?
Man, I would say give it up for Dev Patel.
Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it up for Dev Patel. Straight up dog.
Yeah.
What the heck? I've not heard a story about a director, actor, filmmaker, anybody doing this type of feat like this before.
No, it's definitely special.
Dude should be recognized. Give it up to Dev Patel. He has earned my respect, and hopefully he has earned the world's respect after this film. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
He earned.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Yeah. He earned, and that's and Jordan Peele, he saw that. That's why he gave him the dough and produced it.
Yeah.
And so I'm not looking forward to, hoping for a little collab down the road. Who knows? Hey, maybe that'd be sick. Just saying.
That'd be sweet.
They made a movie together, like an actual one. We're like Jordan's actually involved, more than just financially. That'd be sick. But with that being said, we're clearly big fans of the movie. That's it, right? Anybody else? Final thoughts?
Nah, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing else.
Cool. Yeah. With that being said, we're clearly fans of the movie. We enjoyed it. I just nitpick a little bit, but my rating, even though a point under these two I'm not trying to say anything other than what we're all saying at the same time, because I also definitely enjoyed it. So go watch it if you haven't. I
This is
definitely
like one of the
recommend.
only rare. This is the rare time you in this position, like you having to say this. So it's just funny to me.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It can happen. It can happen. It can
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, so go out, go see it, go see. I see on IMDb only 6,000 people have rated it, so people are not going to the theaters to see this movie right now. It's very underwhelming right now, at least on that side. I don't know how it's doing financially, hopefully good. But if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. We definitely recommend 2 thumbs up from us over here. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. We try to bring you guys videos at least once a week, sometimes more. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and stick around for more content. Let us know what your thoughts are on Monkey Man if you have seen it. Until next time, this is Big Screen Show. Peace.